live in a constant state of fear and misery.
Hello, welcome again to another episode of D&D News. In the news today, I wanted to talk about the LEGO Dungeon Master set. Now, this is a set that is on LEGO Ideas. LEGO Ideas is a website that you can submit your own idea for LEGO sets, and if they get enough support, LEGO might actually make them. I didn't know that there was so much support for something like this. I knew that some people used LEGO for D&D stuff, but I didn't know that it was such like a big thing. I mean, if you Google search LEGO and D&D, I found all sorts of stuff. Like, there's even like websites like this one here, where you can actually order like custom-made little miniatures and stuff that are like LEGO miniatures that are compatible. So you can make like all sorts of interesting little D&D people for your game. Who knew? I liked Legos when I was a kid, but it never occurred to me to use them as a cheap alternative to miniatures. I don't know why. I guess I thought because I like most of my stuff to be in the same scale, and Lego figures just kind of look wonky. But if all your stuff is Lego, then it should be good. As it is, I see there are two things wrong with this little campaign. Number one, this thing is a massive, massive set. There's a lot of Legos here. Like, this is just a lot of plastic. A set like this, I think, would cost well over $200. And in that case, I think most people would be more interested in getting like a Dwarven Forge set, because if you're going to be paying the same amount of money, I think a Dwarven Forge set, I think the vast majority of D&D people would rather put their money into something like that. But there's like a whole bunch of support for this. There was like articles and like just various online sites, and like Popular Mechanics did a whole like article about this. And it's so weird that like people that are saying that they're huge D&D people are like flocking to this idea, because like, if you're a huge D&D person, wouldn't you support the actual release of miniatures that have been happening for a very long time? I don't know. Anyways, so that brings me to my second point why this might not work. D&D is owned by Wizards of the Coast, and Wizards of the Coast is owned by Hasbro. And Hasbro already has a D&D line from the Creo line. Also, Wizards of the Coast has licensed out its D&D miniature line to WizKids. Fix your marketing. WizKids, fix your marketing. So, if considering these two things that Hasbro, why would Hasbro agree to let LEGO do this? Well, one thing is that I've only ever seen the D&D Creo Dungeons & Dragons stuff. I've only seen those in dollar stores and stores where they sell off excess stuff that didn't sell very well. So that might mean that the Hasbro people maybe have tried the Creo thing and they're not interested in doing it anymore. I really don't know. I didn't do much research in this, but it seems like a lot of this stuff is out of print. And specifically, if you go on their Creo Toys website, you look up Creo stuff, and there is absolutely nothing D&D on here. So, what does this mean? It might mean this is a little bit of a viral marketing thing, and that the LEGO people might be interested in doing something like this, and maybe they reached some sort of deal with Hasbro, and this whole Dungeon Master thing seems to be something, because it's so weird that somebody would put so much effort into this and not do the research and realize that they can't call it Dungeon Master. The Dungeon Master phrase, I believe, is copywritten by Wizards of the Coast. So considering that Wizards of the Coast is already licensing out their ideas similar to this to other companies, it seems weird that this person wouldn't name it something else, because there are other like D&D products like the Heroica stuff, where, you know, it seems like there's other sets that are like similar to D&D stuff that are out there. Also, too, the Creo stuff was always like little sets, so it was never really like any sort of terrain like this is. This is like a dungeon terrain set, similar to like Dwarven Forge, which D&D, as far as I know, they haven't really like put their name brand on any sort of terrain set like this. So, is it possible? Who knows? I don't think Hasbro did very well with the Creo stuff, with the D&D stuff. And this is a new and interesting idea. And honestly, Dwarven Forge proved that there's a lot of people who are willing to spend a lot of money on stuff like this. So, I don't know. D&D and Lego, it might be something that a lot of people are interested in, and a lot of people will be willing to buy these sets. Would I be one of them? No. I am very happy with my Dwarven Forge stuff, and I'm very happy with custom making my own terrain. I just thought this was an interesting story. So what do you think? Do you use Lego stuff in your D&D games? Do you think that this is some sort of viral marketing for some sort of future product? Or do you think this is just another misguided fan idea that's not going to go forward because they weren't smart enough to use a unique name, and rather they used a name that's probably copywritten by another company? Please let me know in the comments. As always, have a great day, and thank you for watching the video.
I live in a constant state of fear and misery. Do you miss me anymore?
The thing's not stopping. It's not stopping recording. Oh, God. Why? I tried to have my hair like a Lego person, but it didn't work out at all.
And I don't even notice when it hurts anymore.